Didn't he just speak to us at graduation the other day, 40 years ago? And the reason why I'm up here now is on the Book of Faces page for our class group, somebody posed the question, what do people remember from graduation? And the most common response was, not too much, I don't remember anything. But one person, I think it was Val Landis, said she remembered Bob Hollander's radical speech. And, you know, one thing led to another, and then I'm back here again. I got it. So, when I gave it the first time, it was something I actually looked forward to. I was kind of excited to get up there because there were some things that I wanted to say, and I knew everybody was going to be really excited to hear them. When it came up this time, I wasn't quite so sure because 40 years later, you know, the context was a little different, and as I read the speech, I realized that I was an 18-year-old addressing grown-ups, and I really didn't know how to do that. So looking at the speech now, it wasn't what I had expected. So just to put it back in context, it was 1973. Nixon had just been re-elected and re-inaugurated. The Vietnam War was winding down. Bombing in Cambodia stopped. Watergate broke out. The Nixon presidency went to heck in a handbasket. Pink Floyd had just released Dark Side of the Moon. And the fastest way to get anybody from Cinnaminson up dancing was to play the horse. We were 18 years old. I thought I had the answer to everything. But as I look at the speech, I realize I didn't know the meaning of the word arrogant. And if you do that with the lights, I won't be able to read this. You know what? Actually, I guess you can put the lights down. I got it on my smart-ass pen. Yeah, the lights would be cool, thanks. Mr. McGee, Dr. Blank, Mr. Paternoster, members of the Board of Education, the administration, faculty, parents, and fellow students, good evening. I can't tell you how much it pleases me to be here tonight. Can I get those lights? This is like somebody leaning against the light switch. Well, don't do that. All right, thank you. That's good. Just walk away. I can't tell you how much it pleases me to be here tonight, speaking to you in this facility. I've enjoyed a rather unique position at Cinnaminson in the sense that I've been able to evaluate these past 4 years and what they consist of objectively. I'm not looking through the eyes of someone who has spent half their time in school detention and the other half in out-of-school suspension. In other words, what I have to say is not said out of spite. For the most part, I believe what I have to say will accurately reflect the feelings of the students. First, however, I would like to address the parents. I urge all parents to vote in favor of the school budget the next time it is up for approval. For the 4th consecutive year, the school budget has been voted down. What are you accomplishing? Who are you hurting? You're hurting the students of Cinnaminson, your children. I believe this type of practice is referred to as cutting off your nose to spite your face. Please keep this in mind the next time elections roll around again. I would like to direct my next comments to the Board of Education. I ask that in the future You continue to keep an open and unprejudiced mind to new and radical ideas. The alternative school is a prime example. The board should be commended for recognizing the advantages and benefits of this program. The board should also be commended for finally approving the senior class trip. However, the school board failed by setting a ridiculously high quota of students who would agree to make the trip possible. The board should not punish future classes in this fashion for something that happened 3 years ago on a previous trip. There are two things that I would like to say regarding the high school administration. It is unfortunate that the students do not realize the friend they have in the administration. I am referring to the principal, Mr. Paternoster, who has done more for this school and the students than the students probably realize. The administration as a whole, however, falls apart. There is a tremendous obsession with discipline among the administration. I also heard a rumor that there existed a quota system for demerits and detentions. I wouldn't doubt it. Maybe rehabilitation is the answer. And then there are the teachers, for the most part, a group of dedicated, friendly people who make the students' years at CHS almost enjoyable. Unfortunately, there are a few petty tyrants that make school miserable. Keep one thing in mind is the students that suffer under a poor teacher. And even under self-evaluation, the teachers probably won't recognize their faults. With these comments in mind, I leave a challenge for the Board of Education, the administration, and the teachers to get together with the students and talk things over, work things out. Remember, you all here for one purpose, to educate us. This educational process will not be unpleasant if you all get together. Lastly, I would like to address the members of the class of '73. To those of you whom I've known since kindergarten, to those of you whom I've just met, to those of you who have been my good friends, and to those of you who I was just a stranger in the hall, to those of you who voted for me the one time I was elected class president, and to those of you who voted against me the other 3 times, I hope your years at Cinnaminson have been as rewarding and as educational as mine. I wish you success and good luck in whatever you do. Thank you and good night. So, I remember this night very well. The speech was well received. I had gotten a couple of awards. There was the block party at Alan Hodges' house, which was epic. I kind of felt like a celebrity. And then, a few days later, I realized that there was nothing as long ago as the last minute, and everybody had moved on. And before long, some of us were in college, and some of us had a more practical approach to things and went to trade schools and technical schools, and some people sought out responsibility and started working, and families, and a couple of us here sought out responsibility in a way that few of us can understand by joining the armed forces and putting themselves in harm's way. And then 40 years later, life unfolds, and we're back here again. And the things that seemed so important 40 years ago are so trivial now. I know that some of us have no business talking politics because our views on things are so different. But I also know that there are some things that I'm sure that we can agree on. The importance of family, health, the health of your family, the company of a few friends, and the opportunity to get together again with the people that surrounded us as we grew up. And it's great seeing everybody here. And I hope that Trish can pull this off again in 2023. And I'll see you all then.
All right, that was awesome. Okay, now it's time for the class group photo. So